Alright, let's take a look at the CM Tooltip Glossary plugin. It is by Creative Minds, and with this plugin, you can create a page for your glossary terms. And as you can see, it's well updated. In fact, as of the time of me recording this video, it was last updated 21 hours ago. So this is a very well maintained plugin, and it's also fairly easy to use. Let's just go to the back end. I have already installed and activated it. Now you will see CM Tooltip Glossary. Let's come all the way down here to the settings first of all. And alright, so in here we have the general settings. Now by default, when you install and activate the plugin, it will create a glossary page for you by default. But you could change that to something else if you wanted to. You could also change the permalink from glossary to something else, but I would recommend leaving it on glossary. You can highlight the terms on posts or on pages as well. You have the option here of only showing the terms specifically in your single posts or pages and not the home page, author's page, and so on and so forth. Now, they do have other interesting options in here like highlighting only the first occurrence of a term. So if, for example, you had a particular term, like let's say HTML showing up in the very first paragraph, and then HTML again shows up in the third paragraph, you can decide to only highlight the very first time HTML shows up and not every single time. There is also the option of making the terms case sensitive. So in this case right now, capital HTML will be different from small letters HTML. You could do that in here as well. Debug conflict settings, I would recommend not changing anything in here. If you're having issues with the plugin, they do have a user guide in here. This is the link, but I believe you shouldn't be having any problems with this plugin. And of course, referrals. If you're interested in promoting this plugin, they do have an affiliate program. You can learn more by clicking on this link. Let's go to the glossary index page itself, and you can style the glossary index page differently by checking this box. So what will happen is the plugin will add a new CSS class that will have a different styling. You can also change the title width from 85 pixels to whatever you want to change it to. And you could also show the glossary index page as tiles. You can check that box and see what happens. They do have settings in here for the actual terms themselves, the links. You can change this to your will. There is also settings for the tooltip, and there are three pretty interesting options in here. First off is to limit the tooltip length. So if for some reason you wanted to limit the number of words that would show up in your tooltip, you can do so in here. There is also the option of cleaning up tooltip text. Now what this means is that if you have unnecessary spacing or you have special characters in your tooltip text, the plugin will automatically remove that. So it really depends on you. If you want total control on what you can add to your tooltips, then obviously you don't want to check this box. But if you want the plugin to have some control in cleaning up the tooltip text, then you want to check this box. Then avoid parsing protected tags. And it says select this option if you want to avoid using the glossary for the following tags: script A, H1, H2, H3. So if you have any text that's wrapped in like your header, you can avoid parsing them by simply taking this box in here. Finally, we have the server information. If for some reason you're having issues with the plugin and your developer says, hey, we need this information about your website, about your web host, this is typically where you would find all that information from. This is the server information. Everything you need is in here. They do have a user guide where you can read more about the plugin, how to use it, and you can always upgrade to the pro version of the plugin. They do have a pro version. Now, before we go on to add the glossary, I forgot to mention one thing here. There is the option of cleaning up your database. So if you wanted to completely remove everything that you've done with this plugin, all the terms that you've created, all the settings, you can do so by simply clicking on this button. But be warned, it's not revertible. Once you clean up the database, everything is gone. So be sure this is something you want to do before you click the button. Now to add a new term, it's very, very easy. Simply come down here to add new. And now in here, let's say we have, let's see, what do we have in here? We have MA will be the term. And now the actual meaning is, I'm sorry, mature audiences. That's what it means. You can publish that, and that's how you create a term. It's very, very easy. If I click on my glossary right now, you can see I have already created several terms: AFI, CC, GGG, TW, and the MA, which we just created. Now from here right now, let's take a look at the glossary page. You can see we have glossary in here. I'm going to view the page. And now you can see all the terms. And when I hover over the links, you can see what they mean. Cool, right? Now let's go to one of our posts. Let's go to movies. And split movie review. Let's click here. Let's edit the post. And then down here, I will just say, this movie is rated for MA only. Okay. Now remember, MA is a term. Let's update. Let's view the post. And now you can see it's highlighted. This movie is rated for MA. So anyone will come in here and then hover and says, oh, this movie is rated for mature audiences only. So that's how the whole terms and glossary works using this particular plugin. Like I said, they do have a pro version that has more features, but this has been how to use the CM Tooltip Glossary plugin. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next class.